don't see anything wise his continued detention, quite frankly, especially as a law, the courts have granted him bail. Government must obey the law. Rule of law is an intrinsic asset that we must cherish and live with. And I've said I'm going to discuss with every agitator. And I use the same opportunity to play to government to ensure that all those who are in similar conditions are released and discussed with. We're a democratic government. We shouldn't be doing things that are arbitrary and not within the law.
Talked about the release of 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 𝐍𝐄𝐖𝐒. You know that the Southeast has made a collective demand to have 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 released. And we basically identified with that and request Mr. President, who in his inaugural address promised the people that he's going to engender national healing and is going to serve with compassion. So we've basically informed him that this would serve as a pointer to his administration's extension of hands of fellowship to Ndi Igbo.
The amendment should be to urge Mr. President to use political intervention, diplomatic intervention, asking for his mercy to release 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅.
We therefore lend our voices in appealing to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a matter of urgency, release Mazi 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 so as to douse the current ravaging insecurity in the zone. His release will act as a healing balm in the region and also encourage the feeling of oneness as a nation.
The peace in the Southeast or peace in Nigeria cannot go anywhere without the unconditional release of Mazi 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅. The government cannot miss this opportunity, but we are very optimistic that by the next hearing, as the judge said, that one, he will be granted bail. He hasn't committed any crime in this country that will continue to warrant his illegal detention. So we are calling on the government of President Ahmed Tinubu to do the right thing and not be held hostage like the former President Buhari did because of his own personal bias against the Igbos and against Mazi 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅.
If the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will, at this particular time, listen to us and see why we are crying and getting 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 out, I think we will be able to now say, let's go home and fight security and insecurity together.
I am pleading with federal government, our president, to please release 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 for us, so that Southeast will be in peace.
If 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 is not released, I don't think there will be peace in the Southeast, even in the South in general. So I'm advocating for that, for 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 to be released.
𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 should be released. He was also a human rights activist. He was fighting for the betterment of Nigeria.
In the interest of stability, that let us obey the judgment of the court. Let us respect the rule of law. Release Mazi 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅 and find a way to address his worsening health conditions so that these issues can be addressed. And then the agitations that led to this crisis addressed by the president now that he's leaving office. There was no basis for the trial. Even by the constitutional powers vested in the president, he has constitutional powers through the Attorney General to initiate discontinuance of the trial.
We are equally now appealing to Bola Ahmed, the president, to please release him. All this issue of insecurity in this part of the country will cease the day that boy is released.
If every other person who has in one way or the other committed a similar sin or crime in the country are moving freely today, ours shouldn't be different. 𝐁𝐈𝐀𝐃𝐅, if there is something he may have done wrong, we are asking that he should be forgiven.
As a result of his incarceration,
that the sit-at-home came in place. And we believe that so many criminals are using IPOB, are hiding under IPOB in order to do their criminal activities. So I believe if Nnamdi Kanu is released, all the sit-at-home and all of that will cease.
How do you gauge Nnamdi Kanu? In fact, I want to call that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. A freedom fight agitator who said that, look, he wants liberation for you. Why are you incarcerating him? Why are you not going to arrest Fulani men? Look at the bomb blast in train blast in Abuja to Kaduna. Up to today, our people are still being kept by these bandits. Where are the security?
The Supreme Court had on 15 December 2023 ruled that, and I quote, even though illegalities were committed with the deployment of brutal force to evade his home after he was granted bail, and the extraordinary rendition from Kenya into the country, there is a civil remedy, unquote. We appeal to Mr. President to use his good offices to explore the civil remedy in the best interest of the people of the Southeast, whose economic and social life has been greatly crippled on account of the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would open the pathway to economic and security recovery of the country.
In Yoruba land, in Hausa land, in Igbo land, Nnamdi is just a spokesperson. He has never touched an ant. So what is he doing there? You think you have arrested who? Even when he has announced the sit-at-home should stop, people should begin to go for businesses on Monday. But now go out. Even government houses are locked up on Monday. Okay? But then Nnamdi is still there, asking that everybody should go out on Monday to school, to businesses. So Nnamdi Kanu is not a problem. So Igbo leaders should rise up. Come together and go for your brother. Go for our brother, go for our son. Look for where he is. Nnamdi Kanu is a gift to Nigeria. We can't lose him like that. Such an ingenious brain, such a courageous brain cannot be wasted. If the rules are working fine, will you say there's no rule?
We say no to force. We don't say no to unjust incarceration of the lives of Kanu. Kanu, yes, says is agitated. That is his opinion. If it does not work for him, he will go back to his house. He did not carry gun. He did not carry cutlass. So anybody who does not carry anything now should go to jail. He should show mercy to Kanu. Nigerians are calling for unconditional release of Kanu. Kanu should be released unconditionally. Yes.